Okay, so every time I do a pack loadout video, I always get a couple of comments like, where's your medical kit? Where's your trauma kit? What are you going to do if you get hurt out in the woods? Well, while I don't always show my medical kit or my trauma kit, something is usually always with me. And what I got is, I got a couple of molly pouches, and these are really, really cool. They're, I don't know, they're 5 or 6 inches across, and they got the mollies in the back, so you can snap them on the pack. I have 2 of them. Both of them are not medical kits. This one holds all of my Sawyer Mini Kit, so I will never run out of water. This thing's like 100,000 gallons worth. So that holds my Sawyer Mini Kit. This one holds all of my medical stuff. And it's really, really easy. If you're going away from camp and you have a belt on, you can snap this right over your belt. Like if you're going fishing or something and you get a hook in your finger or something, you're going to have some medical supplies with you, or go hiking or whatever. Another cool thing about the mollies is you can hook it right on an Alice pack, or you can hook it right on a molly pack. It's really, really handy. Nice pouch like this. You won't believe how much it holds. Take it down to the table and let's go through what's in my standard medical pouch. Okay, so here we go. We got our little molly pouch, a molly pouch medical kit, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. And I like it because it's got nice paracord holes on the zipper. Now, but let's get into what's inside. Okay, the first thing we're going to come up with is some spare matches and a striker. Okay, there's dryer lint under there. There's all kinds of powerful matches, like windproof matches and regular matches and everything else. And it's important we got a striker. So if you're out and you get hurt, you need to start a fire for any reason, we got spare matches. Can never have too many fire starting things. What is that saying? 3 is 2, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Okay, there you go. That's like number 5 in my pack. I carry a little Advil that I got at the store, and there's like a dozen Advil in here, okay, and it's stuffed with a piece of cotton so they won't rattle around and stuff. But there's like a dozen Advil, and there's like 4 or 5 or 6 Benadryls in there. So if you get a bee sting, something like that, or something that you need Benadryl for, or you have allergies or anything to that nature, there's Benadryls in here, and there's also anti-inflammatories. There's Advil in there. Okay, next up we have this little Ozark Trail, like 6-in-1 knife that I got at Walmart. It's got a little hook on the end of it, or a little ring on the end of it. This thing, I got it on sale like stocking stuffers for like $3. All right, and why I like this, I'll show it to you. Why I like this is it's got this little blade, and this blade is really sharp. The knife sharpener that I have will hone that thing to where it's shaving sharpness. It's got a can opener. It's got a bottle opener in case you need to open up your favorite beverage out in the woods. Okay, on this side we got a corkscrew in case you got to corkscrew yourself to death. But with the most important thing on here, let's see if I can get them out. I can't get them out, so hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna have to work with this guy a little bit. It's a little stiff. On this side, it's got the corkscrew. Like I was saying, it's got a little, like almost like a Phillips head screwdriver. It's kind of worthless, but here's why I carry it. And I carry it for the scissors. And surprisingly, these scissors work really, really well. And you might find yourself in a situation where you need scissors to cut a bandage or stuff like that, where a knife wouldn't work too well. So this is why I carry it, for these little scissors, and these scissors work really, really well. So we're just going to put this guy back here and not cut ourselves. There we go. The Ozark Trail 6-in-1, whatever it is. Okay, next up, I got a nice little bag of tape and stuff, and this is just the tape that I have gotten out of the regular USGI Alice packs and Alice stuff, or accumulated over the years or so. There's a pretty good roll of tape in there so that I can tape on bandages. There's another smaller roll of tape on the top that I can tape on like Band-Aids and stuff. And this is the little rubber tourniquet thing. So if I get hurt really, really bad and I have to sacrifice my leg doing a tourniquet, this is the little rubber thing, and I'm not going to unfold it until I need it. But this is where, or you get a snake bite or something, you can tourniquet your arm or leg and keep the poison from moving or keep the blood from flowing out of you. Give you a little bit of time to suffer in agony on the floor of the swamp before you die. But there's some tape and there's some tourniquet stuff. Okay, there we go on that. Now, we've got another military item, because I've got all kinds of stuff in here from my Alice first aid kits. All right, Bandage Muslin, 5 inches by 5 yards. Okay, this is a nice wide bandage, 5 inches wide by 15 feet. Okay, that's a pretty large bandage. You can wrap up your leg with this, you can wrap up your arm with this. If you got a couple of pads that you're using to put under there and you're bleeding, you can get enough of this out of here, 15 yards, and you can really wrap yourself up and stop some bleeding. You can probably also use it because it's pretty dense. Those muslin bandages are pretty dense in there. You can probably use this as a sling if you need to, but here we go. We got a big bandage, 5 inches by 5 yards. That could come in handy. Okay, next, staying with our military items, we've got the compressed camo bandage, 2 inches by 6 yards, I believe. That one's rubbed off a little bit. Yeah, here we go, 2 inches by 6 yards. Now this is the smaller 2-inch bandage. I could fold this up, slap it on my arm, wrap it around with this 5 inches by 5 yards, okay, and totally stop any bleeding. So I got a couple of these bandages, and these are the compressed guys. I carry 2 of those. Now I carry another big military bandage. This is the big green honker. And I don't know what size it is because it's a little rubbed off too. But I got these out of the basic USGI Alice first aid kits. Okay, I could add some, I'll probably add some safety pins to pin these bandages together. I know that somebody's gonna see that and comment about, hey, you don't have any safety pins. Well, all right, I'm gonna add some safety pins, I swear. Okay, we got this. Now, the granddaddy of them all. Here is a little thing, little pouch or little container that I got 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Y'all know how I like the Dollar Tree. So I got these 2 for $1. I use one for fishing lures and I use this one for medical stuff. So let's just see what I keep in here. We gotta move some of this stuff out the way. Okay, you can see right off the bat that there's a bunch of cotton balls under the lid, and that is a bunch of cotton balls right under the lid. You might need to cotton for a dressing, slap it on your arm to stop some of the bleeding, wrap it up with a bandage. There's a bunch of cotton balls. You can start a fire with the cotton balls, real easy. That's good too. Refreshing, fresh nap, moist towelette. There's 1, there's 2. They're probably not moist anymore, but hey, what the hell. At least you got a rag for something. You could probably use it as a bandage. Potable Agua tablets. If you have a canteen with you and you don't have any way to get water, drop one of these into a liter of water, wait 4 hours, and you got drinkable water. So if you get stranded out, at least you have some water. That'll postpone the time that the search party can find you when you're dead. Here's some more Advil, a couple of these little packs of Advil that are great. Here's another roll of tape compressed down, okay. And this, you can never have too much tape. All right, we got some Band-Aids, Band-Aid, acetone alcohol pad. You kind of see where I'm going with this, alcohol prep pad. These are probably all dried out, but at least they're in here, and at least it's gonna have some. We've got more little Band-Aids for stuff. Band-Aids, may have some larger Band-Aids for stuff, some larger stuff. This is important, especially in the South, all over the place. Patch Care mosquito repellent, peel and stick patch. Okay, no skin contact needed, no chemical spray or sticky lotion. Patch can be placed on clothes, shoes, chairs, strollers, tables, etc. So you tear this open, put the patch on you, and keep the skeeters away. I doubt it works. Okay. Benzoconium chloride antiseptic. All right, here's some antiseptic. I think that this is the dry powdery stuff. You know, you see in the old war movies, they're shaking like sulfa drugs and stuff. I think this is the dry powdery stuff. Either that or it's a couple of, oh, it's a one pre-moistened towelette. Oh, sorry, I digress. Very important under Band-Aids and cotton balls, Neosporin antibiotic ointment. Okay, God, man, you see how much stuff I can get in this little container? We got another Deep Woods Off. Yet another one. And yet another one. Look, man, there's a lot of mosquitoes down here. You can't have enough mosquito repellent. Okay. Now at the very bottom, we've got some larger Band-Aids. Okay. And these are larger pads, because you might need some larger Band-Aids for stuff rather than the smaller ones. And we got a couple of these larger pads. So here we go. We've got all of that stuff in that little container. We've got all this stuff. I usually bring, when I'm bringing a backpack, I usually bring this entire Molly bag with me. I just throw it on my backpack, or I clip it on my backpack. If I'm going fishing or something, or hiking out in the woods, all I do is clip it around my belt, and I take my first aid with me. Now, if I'm going extremely light with just my hiking rig, all I'll carry is whatever was in here. I'll just drop this in one of the little pouches that I carry. If I'm just going a short distance, all I carry is this. Now, there's no trauma items in here. There's no forceps. There's no needles and thread for sewing. There's no really kind of burn relief. You know, there's no high trauma stuff in here, because this is what works for me. Medical kits are highly personalized. You bring along whatever you think works for you. This is what works for me, minus some safety pins to pin bandages on, which take up no space at all. This is what works really good for me. I can take care of mostly anything that happens to me out in the woods with this small little medical kit. So let's go wrap this up and see what we learned today. Okay, what did we learn today? We learned that medical kits are highly personalized items. What works for me down here in the swamps might not necessarily work for you in the Northeast or the Northwest or in the middle of the country. I take along what I feel I need to keep myself protected. If I get a snake bite, there's no snake bite kits in there. If I get a snake bite, I wrap that tourniquet around my leg, and I take out my phone and I call 911 and wait for the helicopters to come and get my ass. But that's a highly personalized item. Put in it whatever you want to put in it. I just gave you some ideas and what's in mind, so that everybody can stop saying, where's your first aid kit? That's always on me. Or the minimum, that little green box is always on me. So I always have something. Okay, getting cooler. It's about ready to go out in the woods. I got a couple backpack reviews. I got a nice new backpack that I'm going to show you in a couple of days after I get it packed out. We're going to do a loadout on that, by the way. We're going to be back out in the woods pretty soon, so look for a resumption of Canteen Cup Tuesday. So, once again, this is Matt the Old Floor Boy, and I will see you on the trail.